So this looks pretty cool. So, village of Concord. Let's bump into those people. It's just commenting that it looks like it hasn't changed a whole lot since 1775, 1776, at least size-wise. Oh, we are so exploring that great road. Alright, what do we got here? So, we do not know who Nathan Hossamer is, but we like his house.
Black-eyed Susans, I think. Flowers? Yeah. I don't like this. I want to go back to New Jersey.
Christina's second time ever pumping her own gas. What are your thoughts?
Shit. I want to go back to Jersey where they do this for me. No. Oh my gosh, you're going to laugh.
Hold on. Yes. So we are at Minuteman National Historic Park in Concord. There is the Concord Bridge. We just watched a very one-sided film giving us a summation of what was occurring. It did not mention that the colonists tore down Hutchinson's house, harassed tax collectors, what we would consider today, they started an insurrection.
Justified.
Assault. So the British were coming after their weapons and they got their asses kicked.
Yeah, that's right.
However, the film only focuses on the American perspective. But that's okay.
Damn straight.
I'm not saying that I disagree. I support the Patriots, but...
See, they said they could take 16 miles in a day.
Yeah.
Easy. That's like...
And we found...
Stonewall Jackson, like, you know... Footbird.
First blood. Stonewall Jackson, 16 miles in a day?
Well, I don't know precisely, but it's like 16 miles in one day for any troops. It's a lot.
Yes.
It's a lot.
With...
It's something like their historic marches were 16 plus miles in a day, more, you know, so it kind of reminded me of that.
And the British had about 100 pounds of gear strapped to themselves, so... Alright, we'll check in at the bridge. So, there it is behind us. That is the bridge that the British marched across to attempt to take the weapon caches here, but were stopped and then had to retreat back across because, oddly enough, for this early battle, we outnumbered them. We had about 400. They did not. But they're routed, and then on the 18 mile march back to Boston, they're trying to form ranks and fight open field. And we're like, no, you gotta walk down this narrow road.
Yeah.
Our troops, just Minutemen, not even troops, volunteers, hid behind rocks and trees.
They knew the area.
Just decimated them.
Right. They knew the area. They knew where to hide. They knew how to be seen. They were already marksmen because of hunting and other things. So yeah, no, really. In this instance, yeah, they kind of had the advantage.
So this is the bridge. Let's walk across it.
I've got none of that. What else would you like?
You are not very helpful. Like, my glass, it is empty.
Okay. Yes, yes. So, in the summertime, this is being used, so the doors and the windows would be open. You wanna get out that excess heat. You notice the mattress in there, right? Right. So they had a slave, her name was Violet. We tend to think that she either slept in that room to be close to the kitchen, or she slept in the attic. So it is documented that he did have a slave.
So that was the Hartnell Tavern, built in the 1730s, became a tavern in the 1750s. You heard some of the talk, but there it is, apple orchards. So the family had 14 children total. 5 of them die from diphtheria early on. 9 more kids, but they all survive. Okay. Alright, folks, we are in the Nathan Hale Schoolhouse, and this is
Grandmaster
Yes.
Hale.
yes. So this is pretty cool. So Nathan Hale was. Oh, by the way, hello. Nathan Hale was a school teacher here in early 1770s. We had to get a quick picture this way. Yes. Yeah, I'm gonna do a whole thing. Hi, honey. Nathan Hale was a school teacher here, and they have restored the schoolhouse. And you can see, where's the one I'm looking for? This is graffiti that the kids drew, that they left open when they were restoring. Although I don't like this. What? Yes, so. Alright, so we'll update you outside. Alright, Nathan Hale Schoolhouse. He taught here 1775 and part of 1776 before he went off to do his failed spy thing. My wife and Vivian apparently did a video, but I'm like flipping out because the lady inside, we walked up and asked, like, can you tell us about the building? Can you tell us about Nathan Hale? Well, I'm not up to date on all the things.
Then look at the
Yes.
interpretive side.
Read your own comics. Like, it's all around you. Holy fuck. Anyway, so this was a schoolhouse. Nathan Hale taught here for those years. The schoolhouse was stopped being in the 1780s, early 1800s, was moved to a few different locations, eventually brought back here, restored by the Sons of the American Revolution. All right, I'm gonna go catch up with my crew. So one of the final phases of the trip, we are at Captain Scott's Lobster Dock. We have driven, Christine and I, driven here with other traveling companions. 2.5 hours one way in the past just for this. So, Captain Scott's Lobster Dock, the returning. Fuckers, welcome to Fort Trumbull. We were rolling in, and I thought Tumbles over there was looking at that and was going, oh, it's so cool, it's amazing. I'm like, really, what? But no, she was looking at that! Wha-bam! It's fucking amazing, and we're gonna go over there.
One room. What a nice view of New London. Wow, it actually really is a nice view.
Let's see what they're talking about.
style gate, yes.
It's the what, Christina?
The Temple of Doom style gate.
And then it comes down. Inception. And then it comes down, and you have to slide under and grab it.
None of us are well, ones wearing hats, you.
Yes. So from the interpretive sign, we learned that this was built in the 1830s. It is the third or fifth third Fort Trumbull on this site. It is built in Egyptian revival style, which means what? Catacombs and
Just the look on the outside with the very narrow windows and the type of stone used.
okay.
And we go down into the belly of the beast.
Oh, that's cool.
Fraught. So the check-in on Facebook is Fraught Trumbull. We're going to Fraught Trumbull.
So, I just learned, and I'm sharing with you, Fort Trumbull, named for Governor Trumbull, governor of the state of Connecticut. But Benedict Arnold, traitor, led a British force and captured the fort, and we didn't even put up a fight because we were outnumbered. So the British occupied the original fort because it was an earthen fort. This is the third fort that was put up in the 1830s and used during the Civil War, although obviously the South never got this far to attack it.
Never. They never would.
Okay. Alright, so this confuses me because down denied and go up.
So much lobster. So many steps.
When you wish upon an house.
And then this one over here. You can do it, honey.
I'm gonna steal this cannonball.
Wait.
Fire!
Hilarious. Okay, we are coming up on a bonus. This is a replica, 1-to-1 scale, an exact replica of the Amistad. La Amistad. so this will be one of the final updates. We might do one more. But we just saw, as you also saw in the video, the Amistad replica. We're calling it the Amistad 2. They can do a sequel now, Cinque's Revenge. Amistad 2, The Voyage Home, Cinque's Revenge. That's the full title.
The returning.
The returning. But on a serious note...
The psychological thriller.
Yes. That's awesome.
Because if it's revenge, it needs to be like a psychological thriller, and you have to like get revenge on the people who grabbed you.
Cinque's gonna murder all of the Spanish that grabbed him. And
one by one, but it's been so many years that like they're all getting together and be like, oh my god, they're all disappearing. And then there's like the detective, probably played by
Matthew McConaughey, because he could be back in the sequel. He was the lawyer in the first one, but now he's
you
like
gotta get like a grizzled ex FBI agent who's been disgraced, who like starts
David
to put the
Duchovny.
pieces,
David Duchovny.
who starts to put the pieces together that all these Spanish ex-slavers are going missing, and then they realize like, what? What's going on? But nobody believes him. They think it's all conspiracy theory in his head, and the psychological thriller.
But is Cinque really guilty, or is he being framed by one of the other Spanish slavers?
Or is it a dream?
Both.
The never-ending story.
Oh, you wash your mouth. That caused serious psychological damage.
On a serious note, it is really cool that they have a 1-to-1 scale replica. You can charter it. And we were debating whether or not that's sacrilege, and I'm on the side of no, because otherwise this ship, which was built in Mystic, which is really cool that the seaport still does really cool things. Oh, launched in 2000, by the way. Otherwise, it's going to sit here and rot. So, it's kind of cool. All right, maybe one final update when we get to New Jersey or New York, but cheers. Oh, that's a little one. It's the local Connecticut Department of Transportation.
The CT dot.
See if I can catch the thingy going up. Train's gone. Can we go now? There we go. Alright, this will be our final wrap up for this epic New England adventure. We just dropped off our traveling companion, the Wizard Tumbles. We are now heading home. We're on Route 80. We'll be home by 8:30ish. My final thoughts on the trip were not our best trip ever, but still a really, really great trip. Boston, very disappointing that I just don't like that city anymore. Really, really disappointing. Highlights. The Speakeasy was fantastic.
Amazing.
Some
Some of the best cocktails I think I've ever had.
Yes. Adams National Park, as always, fantastic. Sam Adams was great.
Best grilled cheese ever. Grilled cheese truck.
Boston, don't like it anymore. That makes me sad.
Too many people, too much stuff, too much bullshit.
Yup.
Too much bullshit.
Chaos firebombing. Blitzkrieg.
Pardon my French.
And that was Blitzkrieg is German.
No, my cursing.
Oh, okay. So, this morning, last night we pulled it out of the fire. We managed to salvage it, but nothing amazing there. We liked the dinner spot. The waypoint was good.
Which was wonderful. It was very foodie, very me, very
Which is why I'm saying it was good, but not like
I was like in heaven. He was just like, it's small plates of fancy food. Where's
is there more?
Yeah. What is this nonsense?
Today was surprisingly, I think, the best day.
Probably.
Concord was fantastic this morning.
Yes.
I picked the greatest coffee shop ever.
Fabulous. Maple spiced latte. Fabulous. Amazing.
Minuteman National Historic Park, we were just saying, has some of the best interpretation.
Right, and we had never been, I had never been, so it was something new for us on top of it, so it was a little exciting because it was brand new. We'd never seen it before. Of all the times we'd gone up there, we never went to see it.
The Marshall or Marston, whichever it was, pub was fantastic. Tavern
Yes.
was fantastic. And then Nathan Hale's Schoolhouse, despite that idiot Daughters of the American Revolution member who
She
didn't
was
know
special.
anything.
Yeah, she was not. She was seemed annoyed we interrupted her day.
Her coloring.
Or of her coloring.
So,
And fabulous lobster rolls, the best I think that I've ever had. Again, lobster rolls.
and then the fort was unplanned bonus.
Right, which again, we had been to New London 3 or 4 times, gotten lobster rolls there 3 or 4 times, and never knew it was back there.
The Amistad unplanned bonus. I mean, I had seen it before. Christina had seen it before, but so and just the 3 of us always make trips awesome. So not the best, but still really, really great, and we are looking forward to the next adventure, motherfuckers.